I used to be obsessed with men. I used to be obsessed with wanting them, thinking about them, wanting them to want me, figuring out how to be more desirable to them. It ran so much of my life. And I'm going to tell you the 3 things that helped me undo this pattern. Okay? Developing a relationship with God, a relationship with my body, and a relationship with my purpose. So I'm going to break these down for you, okay? Because when I say God, I mean a higher power that is beyond your understanding, that you either begin to pray to. I began to really deepen into my prayer practice 2 years ago, and it's been life-changing for me. Community that is spiritual in nature. Maybe you're someone who connects to God through dance or through song. That is absolutely me as well. But to have a relationship with a higher power that is beyond you and that is beyond any mortal man that you might be fixated on, or just men in general, if you're someone who seeks male attention, right? Seek God's attention. And God already has God's attention on you, right? Like, you are loved, you are beloved by a creator, by a higher power. And when a woman begins to know that, to really know that for herself, it is, I think, the greatest game changer for her life. So number 2 is body. Body as in anything that has you inhabit your body more fully and more joyfully. So for me, for a long time, that looked like really putting attention on what I wear and delighting in what I wear, and having over the years built this really spectacular wardrobe so that I have an outfit for every occasion, and I take so much delight in putting outfits together. This is also strengthening one's body. I lost almost 100 pounds, more than 100 pounds years ago, and I've kept most of it off. And it was through paying attention to what I put in my body, the food that I eat, making sure that I began to work out, and especially lifting weights. Because listen, ladies, strong mind, strong body, strong heart, strong spirit. You strengthen any one of these, it spills over into other areas. And so strength training, my request to you is, if it has intimidated you in the past, don't let it any longer. Get started today and make sure that you eat more protein, because a lot of women don't eat enough protein. I will put a link in the comments or in the description below for my favorite protein powder. Seriously, like the best that I have discovered, and a little code that you can get a coupon or a percentage off. So I am so here for women to be more fully landed in their bodies, in our bodies. This is another way that dance may serve you. Finding freedom in your movement, putting music on, going to an ecstatic dance, going to a concert, wherever you enjoy going and listening to music, or listening to music on your own and really feeling yourself, going inside yourself and feeling the connection to your own body. Because so often with men, we get disembodied. We get out there concerned about what they're doing or what they're thinking, how they're perceiving us. And it leads to these moments of escape from our own bodies. And I think that a lot of women, myself included, if we have something in our history that had us feel that it was unsafe to be in our bodies, we will find these ways to sort of mentally, psychically escape. And for a lot of us, that becomes normal, and it can lead to this obsession, fixation on men, right? Because they are, for most of us, the exciting other. And most of us have men as counterparts, as partners. Like, they are the ones that we want to partner with, right? And so it makes sense. It makes sense. It's so normal that we feel a desire to connect with a man. And don't let it have you abandon yourself. I even invite women to just put your hand on your heart, just to remember that you are with you. Because a lot of times women will go to men for touch, right? We love intimacy. We love all kinds of intimacy, emotional intimacy, right? Physical, sexual intimacy. Give yourself the touch that you want. You might think it sounds silly, but you are the one who gets to be with you for the rest of your days. And even when you have met the man for you, the husband, right? You are still the one who's going to be with you primarily for the rest of your days. And so to have a relationship with your body, to actually feel yourself and develop a relationship with like your own presence, your own beingness. Okay. So number 3 is purpose. And purpose is anything in your life. Have something in your life that means something to you. I will say right now, one of the most important pieces of this is sisterhood. It's having other women who you can connect with, who you can share yourself with, who you can be yourself with, who you can grow with, who are honest with you in loving and gracious ways, who you practice being honest with in loving and gracious ways, women who share the same interests as you. There is such a rupture in sisterhood for so many of us. And you can go on being lonely and keeping it all to yourself, or you can be a woman who actually opens and extends your heart to other women and begins to repair the bonds of sisterhood, not because somebody else did it first, but because you were willing to go first. Okay? Learn how to have challenging conversations. So it's the same thing with family. Maybe you're someone who has avoided your family for a long time. Can you be someone, if you feel safe enough to do so, if your family they're generally good people and you know that they love you, right? Can you have that be part of your purpose, is to reconnect with family and to not wait until someone else connects with you or calls you, checks in with you, right? Like, how do we become fully sovereign and in our agency in our lives, taking responsibility in this way that has us experience more of ourselves in and with the world? So this can also look like creativity, having some creative outlet that you really enjoy, some kind of art, if you paint or sing or want to play with clay or gosh, I mean, I've already said singing and dancing and music. I learned to DJ a couple of years ago. Having something that you get to direct all that muse energy into so that you're not just wanting to share that with a man, right? Here's the funny thing too, is the more that we cultivate these things in ourselves, the more naturally magnetic we become to healthy men. If we have a pattern of seeking and sort of being obsessed and going after men, even if it's in our own minds, right? Even if we stop ourselves from saying the thing, but because we're oriented in a way that is so outward and so focused on him, I really think that men can feel that. And when we bring all that attention here, on ourselves and tending to our own lives. That actually makes us more magnetic to healthy men. And there's a whole other conversation to be had around how to open oneself up, one's field up for men to feel our availability and our receptivity. It's a conversation for another time. But that will happen. That will happen. This all gets to be so much easier. I didn't know that for the longest time. I just had this pattern running in the background. It became so normal for me to put my attention, my awareness all out there on the men, and bringing it all back into myself and into my life has absolutely changed everything for me. So God, body, purpose. If you remember those three things and serve those three things in your life every single day, give attention to those three things in your life every single day. And by the way, purpose may also look like some kind of ministry, some way that you give back, a way that you volunteer. It might be a business that you start, that you've had in your heart, that you really begin to put time and attention and energy on. You might be sharing on social media, wanting to share more about your story, about your testimony, about the things that you know, the skills that you want to teach, the things that you want other people to learn about. The world is your oyster. Just say yes to you and to being of service in a way that feels good for you. That feels good for you. When you have a foundation that is rooted in God, in your own body, and in your purpose, you are golden. That is chef's kiss. And as I've done that in my life, my relationships with men have completely transformed. I don't feel this endless need for their attention and their validation. I don't make unhealthy choices anymore. I don't sleep with men right away because I used to do that very frequently because I wanted the validation. I wanted to feel that I was desired. I have no need for that anymore. I already know how loved I am from God, from people in my life, from the joy that I get out of the work that I do and the ways that I serve and the art that I make and the ways that I get to show up on social media. Like, permission, ladies, to fill your life, to have such a full and beautiful life. And then men and a man ultimately get to be an addition to an already full life. Because don't you want to meet a man inside of that context anyway? I sure want that for you. So, sending you so much love.